Hi people, this is Tegnell. I just going to do a fast update, a quick update here. Well, I'm not going to talk too much about the disease because it feels like we're beating a dead horse here. There's not much to say. The thing is here, the thing is alive. We're all having our problems. I figure people are getting tired of listening to everything and getting anxious. I mean, stay informed but not anxious. That's the way to go. But well, the economy is going to take a big hit for many of us, and me too. Right now I'm without just with one or two cases to work on. Well, I'll survive, but I'm going to be hit hard, and I'm going to go in and do some copywriting after this. Yeah. Well, I was thinking about. I spent all night thinking about the economical. Oh wait, I can take some fast, quick news updates before I start my rant. Actually, today, Tegnell, I was watching the morning news, the Rapport 8:30, and I was surprised. Tegnell, our state epidemiologist, for the first time I see in an interview when he's not acting like an arrogant prick. He's actually acting like a human person. And he said that they were asking about what we're doing now, what we should do as a society. And he said that, well, we're still in the beginning of our curve. I was talking about the exponential curve, so we're still in the beginning. We can expect a lot of new cases. We can expect more of this for the time being. And he actually sounded kind of human for once. So I'm surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised, because this can mean that we're actually getting somewhere. And we was talking about protecting our elders, flattening the curve, etc., etc. Yesterday, and also a lot of persons that been lost their job in the SAS, the airline, Scandinavian Airlines. They've been offered nurse training to start working as nurses. So it's I think it was this Högskolan in Högalid or something, but it was, I will check it out. I'll post a link in the description for that article. But so they're actually offering the people that lost their jobs nurse training, and that is good because it can help to mitigate it for them, and we need reinforcements in our healthcare, so that's good. That's actually something. But these are still private companies acting. Well, speaking about private companies, first, before that, yesterday I was talking about fatality rates. What is needed to know, the fatality rate I was calculating is actually just for the disease in itself. So it's how to calculate how many to expect to be deceased from this. But actually, the numbers that the epidemiologists are using are slightly different, because they take other things into account. They actually calculate how much you can burden the healthcare before things collapses. How many people are not going to die from other causes than the coronavirus because of they're not receiving healthcare that can be saved there. Anyways, and yeah. So they have a much more complicated way of calculating stuff, which actually makes the number bigger. But I just wanted to have that said. So, I love morning coffee. Okay. I spent the night thinking about the economical consequences of this, just both long-term and short-term. There's a lot of anxiety out there. People are thinking about this is a new regression, and even going into a depression, economic depression after this, and it's going to take a long time for for companies to recover and for the economy to recover. Many people that have bought houses that live in on loans are going to have to move because they have no job, they can't pay their mortgage, and when people are in economical downfall, people don't have money, they start spending less, and the whole economical engine is based on spending. So it's up to the banks and up to the government to try to mitigate these things in a good way. Try to say, okay, you don't need to pay mortgage now for the time being. I mean, putting rules in place to spare the economy, because if we don't do those things, we're going to have a much longer depression that is needed. Because when these things stop and people start consuming again, it's important that people have money and are not in debt, because if they're in debt, they can't consume because they're only working to pay up their debt. And when you're not consuming, you're not injecting money to the economy, and when you're not injecting money to the economy, we have stagnation. Simple as that. So I would actually, if I was a politician or in charge of anything, I would actually take these things in account and start taking out economical programs. And actually, I mean, we just gave 5 billion Swedish kroner to the banks to help with loans for companies that are in jeopardy. But as a small company, I mean, the bank will still want security for the loans, and to get lended money to survive this thing, it can actually lead to bankruptcy for many companies anyways. You have no security. Many company owners will put their house on stake or something similar and lose everything they have. So no, I don't think that helps much. It helps out the banks, but not the small companies too much. We are dependent on consumption, and even I that work with restaurants, building companies, hotels, yoga studios, gyms. I mean, they are losing their business, and that means that I am losing my business. So I was thinking about what can I do to mitigate the downfalls for me. I've been planning now for a couple of months. I mean, I wanted to start blogging when I was living in Högdalen for a couple of years. It was like I was thinking about blogging already about 20 years ago. About blogging, and I actually have a blog. But the mistake I made with my blog, in my blog I was writing a lot about SEO, internet marketing, internet technology. But the mistake I made is that I made it in Swedish, so I didn't I get very little ad revenue on that one. It wasn't so I could survive on blogging, even if I had a crowd that was following me and reading my stuff. And but Swedish is such a small language. You have to do stuff in Spanish, English, or Russian. По-русски, это хорошо. So that's a problem when you're living in a small country with a population that is less than 10 million that speak your language. Because I'm fluent in Swedish, but I'm not fluent in English. I have to think about stuff. So it's one more step that I have to get over. So I was thinking about what can I do because I have been thinking a lot of years that I wanted to live on the internet, just making reviews and stuff, talking about SEO software, because even if I love selling, even if I love being out, meeting customers and all of this, but it's exhausting still. It's exhausting, and you always have to deal with people, and sometimes you just don't feel like it. I want to sail the world. I mean, I have my sailboat. I want to sail. I want to and I want to get to South America. I don't want to get stuck in Sweden. That's the thing. I don't want to get stuck in this country. I want to go back to Chile. I mean, I have a piece of land in Chile, and I want to build up my house there. I want to keep living in Chile, but not working to the Chilean market. And well, Chile has a lot of earthquakes, but I could go to Ecuador, or I mean, I want to go home to South America. That's it. And or I could also think about living in the Baltics, in some of the Baltic states. I like it there. I always wanted to see Russia, even since I was a kid. Always been fascinated by the culture, yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of things I want to do, and I don't want to get stuck in Sweden right now. I mean, as long as I'm working with the Swedish customers, I'm stuck in Sweden. And when I was younger, I started to do this blog, and I actually had a big audience. Problem was that I was the first and only moderator on the Google's forum, Google forum for web in Sweden. Top contributor, they called it, and it generated a lot of jobs for me, answering people's questions on the forum. Yeah, actually generated a hell of a job for me, which was good. But then they killed the Swedish forum because it was such a small language, so that was that. And my blog also generated a lot of jobs for me. I actually, like, I don't know, but a big percentage of the prepositions I got was from the blog. People asked me, I covered some topic, I covered something, and they said, okay, you seem to know this. What do you know about this? What do you know about this? And then I got some jobs, and I had a good stream of customers, and I had no problem. But now what people and the companies are saving money, it's a problem for everyone. And YouTube, I mean, this is just a vlog. It's a very small channel. I have like 17 subscribers. I mean, it's nothing. And I can't cover internet and internet technology and search engine marketing and that on this channel, because most of the people that are on this channel subscribe because here I'm talking about my life. I'm talking about what's happening in Sweden, Swedish news, Swedish politics. I'm talking about this country, and that's your interest. And if I start putting internet technology related contents on this channel, it will actually scare a lot of you people off. And the second thing is, I don't get paid for this. I'm not getting paid nothing. For me to get paid from Google, I need at least 1,000 subscribers, and I think I don't remember, but a hell lot of watch hours for a year. And to get there can take a year or so if I start putting serious content. So, and still the money is very small, it's very low. When you start getting paid, I mean, you have to get like 100,000-200,000 subscribers to get to the point that you can live out of YouTube, and still you have to start working with affiliate links, or Amazon links, or stuff like that, getting sponsored. So I don't know if that's the way I want to go. But as for now, I'm working to get my old blog up again and putting ads on it. I have to do a new layout, new design. I haven't uphold that blog since 2011, 2012 something. So I'm getting it up again. It's christian-herrera.se. I'm going to start putting stuff in English. I'm going to, this rants I have, I'm going to get the text up, and so you can watch the videos on the christian-herrera.se as well. Today I'm going to record a video of me installing Manjaro Linux on a virtual machine with the UEFI setup, because the UEFI setup is working different than the other setup. So for your people that are Linux interested in Linux, I will, as soon as I record those videos and getting them up, I'm going to start a new channel that's going to be called Intertech. That's it, stands for Internet and Technology, not Internet Technology, it's Internet and Technology. So if I have some luck, I can start building an audience there, and that will be a great exit for me, because I really love investigating stuff. I love reading, I love understanding stuff, I love teaching myself stuff, and always done it. I've always been an extremely curious person. So to teach myself stuff and then get that research out to the public is actually it will actually be a job that I could live with, that I could really like. And with this outbreak that we have now, and since a lot of businesses are going to go down, I was thinking, which are the businesses that can actually thrive right now? And I was thinking gaming industry, transport industry, home deliveries. Those businesses are going up now. The problem is, since I live in Sweden, most of these fields are covered by big companies or international companies. And for me, as a small independent, to get involved with them, it's very hard. It's very hard. To get a contract from them, it's hard. I need to get a hold of the right people. I need to catch the right people. I've been working with small and medium companies my whole life. Actually, I've done job for big companies, but it was when I was working as an employee for a bigger company. So it's hard to get involved with those companies, and but I think those are the fields that are going to thrive now, especially the gaming industry. Think about mobile gaming. A lot of people right now that are going to sit in quarantine. I mean, and now I'm not talking Sweden, I'm talking worldwide. I'm not talking Sweden, because just focusing on Sweden when you're talking about the economy today is kind of stupid, because we live in a worldwide economy. In Sweden, I mean, for instance, let's say I do templates for WordPress or templates for some other CMS system, for Joom. I've been working more in Joomla than WordPress because I prefer it. I find it more versatile and there's less plugins. But now WordPress is maturing better. But let's not get into that debate. But let's say I start to do templating. I start to do templates for one of the platforms. In Sweden, if I just focus on Sweden, I have a user base. We are 10 million inhabitants. Let's say we have, I don't know, let's say we have 10,000 max web developers or web developing companies that are interested in buying templates. From those, my market share maybe is 2%. Because there are other templating companies. We have templating companies abroad that they're working with. I mean, Chinese companies, Taiwanese companies, Indian companies. So let's say I get 1 or 2%. 1 or 2% from 10,000 is nothing. And since we have such high taxes in Sweden, I couldn't live out of that. I mean, I had a lot of business ideas. Once I was thinking about starting a business called Hemkört. It's a Swedish word for moonshine liquor, but Hemkört also means driven home or drive home, or something to get home delivered. And the idea was to actually have 1 or 2 cars for people that are working and have the after work beers in the wait, I'm going to cut this video because my cat wants to get into the car. 2 seconds. Yeah, now my cat has entered. Well, the idea was to have this Hemkört and have 1 or 2 cars, and then you have to have two persons or 1 person to drive them home. People that have been having after work and have to. Problem is, here in Sweden, people don't want to pay for that. I mean, if you take a cab, if you take a taxi, and you live out in, let's say, Värmdö or something, you're going to pay like 800 kroner in taxi rate, and you get home and you can fetch your car tomorrow after work. But for this to work, actually, I need one car to get out to catch the person, and we need to be two persons because we drive them home and we drive their car home. Okay. And when we're driving the car home and the guy home, we actually need to be two drivers, because then one of the drivers have to drive to the next job with the other person. And for two persons, let's say that it takes 2 hours to drive someone home, you have to charge at least 600 kroner per person for it to be profitable. So it's like 1,200, that's 2,400 kroner for one home delivery of a person. No one in Sweden will pay that. It's too expensive. So our tax system makes it impossible to start small businesses with those kind of business ideas, because it would never be profitable. If you have that kind of business, you have to actually have mass. Okay. So in this international economy that we're having right now, that's what I'm thinking. Let's take this example I was talking about, the templating. If I had just the Swedish audience, I could never survive on that. My prices would be too high. But if you have the business model that you're working internationally, you're working with the whole world as an audience, you have a lot more developers you can reach out to, and even you have a lot more developers than you can reach out to. And even if you have 1 or 2%, or not even 0.5%, it's still such a big mass of potential customers that it's worth it. So then you have to start working with but then you have to move your company from Sweden, because the tax system here doesn't allow you to grow. So yeah, basically Sweden's own tax system is killing off the Swedish economy. I don't know if you understand the Laffer curve. I've been talking about it in another video. But that's it. So I think I will use this time that I have now, that I'm going to leave self-quarantine soon. As you can hear, I'm not coughing anymore, not much, and anyways. So 7 days more of self-quarantine, it should be enough. Then I can start getting out. But there's still no business to be made right now, because people are scared. Most small and medium businesses are locking down. They are closing themselves together. They are saving money. So, and for some businesses, it's actually not the best. Oye, muévate, sal de ahí, anda voy a la otra. For some businesses, it's not the best of ideas, because actually, when you have a recession, when the economy is low, some companies actually need to expand and grow, because when we get out of this, a lot of companies are going to have no personnel, no competence inside the company, and they have to start all over again. They have to start recruiting people, finding right competence. They're going to need to start finding new customers, start with the marketing. I mean, everything will need to start over. And then we have this problem I was talking about, that a lot of people, if our government and banks doesn't do anything to mitigate the economical repercussions of this, a lot of people are going to be in deep debt. They're still going to be very difficult to get people to consume, because we have, I don't know if you know about the Maslow's ladder of behovstrappa, ladder of needs, and the lower down you are on the stairs, the more you need that service or whatever it is. So I mean, we have sex, housing, and food. That's our basic needs. And then the next step, you get other needs, and then the next step, you get other needs. So people are going to be lower on the Maslow stairs, which means that the luxury things are going to be hard to sell. We're going to go back to try to tend to our basic needs, or more basic needs. So, well, so my thoughts, the businesses that will expand and grow are home deliveries, gaming, yeah, mobile gaming. Wow, that's going to skyrocket, mobile gaming. And also I will, this is the route I will take. I will try to tap into the click economy. I tried before, but I did it in English. Problem with English is, no, I did it in Swedish. Problem was that in Sweden we didn't have the user base to support that. But if I do this in English, it might be worth it. So please visit my second channel when I'm going to start to put videos out there. Please visit that second channel, subscribe to it, share it if you like the contents on that one. I will do this Manjaro video today. I'm going to release another video, a pre-video I did a couple of days ago, so I'm going to release that, and I will put links in the description as soon as I release this one. Well, so today I'm less down than I was yesterday, and I hope you people are feeling good as well. I'm feeling a little stream of hope, since I'm going to start doing these side projects now with the time I have left over. So I'm going to continue delivering the jobs that I have and start these side projects. So have a really nice day and stay safe. Bye.